Hello everyone, I'm PrussianPrince with the Untitled Warhammer 2 Tournament Match cast. Now this is the Master of Bretonnia final match between RTK's PrussianPrince, so that is me, and of course VM's Crabling, a very strong player, one of the best players in the game at the moment, who has actually won basically almost all of the master tournaments, I believe, for the different factions. Now, apologies for not really being able to make videos. I've had like really lots to do in terms of real life and stuff. Still extremely busy, but and also I've been working on the Warhammer World Cup website and so on and so forth. So lots of things. Also like other personal stuff as well. But that said, you know, I'm still in the game, I'm still trying to make videos, I'm still participating in tournaments and stuff, so just probably the frequency is not going to be as high. So again, this is the final of Master of Bretonnia. And here, I picked dwarves into Bretonnia, thinking, okay, like this is going to be great. Wasn't sure about what kind of build to bring, though. I was possibly gyrocopters would have been good here. Now, let's go over my composition first, because we'll see. So Gromdel, the white dwarf here with Flash Bomb, Foe Seeker, and Gromdel has no fear. Of course, that is the case. Then we have Gotrek with actually just Foe Seeker. That's it. Up front, 3 miners with blasting charges. Behind them, we have 4 rangers. We also have in the back a bunch of longbeards with great weapons. I believe that's 4 of them. And there's actually a really good reason why you want longbeards with great weapons in this matchup, and it's because they actually have charge defense versus large and lots of AP, so that's very good. They're gonna murder foe squires and they're gonna do great against Scav too. And we do see actually 3 units of slayers as well. One of them is the dragon back, so the ROR. Now for Bretonnia, what do we have? Well, hero-wise and lord-wise, we have Rapunz the Leoness on foot. There she is, with the Sword of Leoness, Halo of Maidenly Wrath, a Fleur de Lis banner, as well as Felix. So they're here together with Karagul and Helping Hand. So that's a lot actually. So see a Damsel of Heavens in play, Power Stone, Scroll of Shielding, Curse of the Midnight Wind, and Wind Blast and Harmonic Convergence and Roiling Skies, and Aura of the Lady. So that's pretty heavy stuff. For the rest of the composition of Bretonnia, well, not quite sure what this is supposed to be. We have 3 men-at-arms with polearms. I got 4 actually. I'm not sure what they're supposed to be good at. They get shot pretty terribly and they die to all these minor stuff. So I don't really see what kind of large units they would be able to deal with, but oh well. So not really sure what they're meant to be used here, but I'm probably missing it. Like gyrocopters? I don't know. Anyway, I'm mismicroing here, but anyway, the rest of the build, we do have some foot squires. That is actually 4 foot squires. And we do have, of course, a lot of peasant bowmen. And there are, 3, 4, 5 peasant bowmen with pox arrows, so literally poison everywhere. Now here we see some good starts for the engagement for me, because I'm getting some really good shots off with these miners, so already significant damage here. Decent damage here, but more miners shooting in. But this is problematic for me because I have to engage slayers here. I don't have enough infantry, so that is a huge problem. Of course, the Royal Hippogriff Knights, that is a huge unit that Bretonnia have as well. And there's a big Lord combat here. Of course, the longbeards with great weapons are actually being mismicroed here, which is not good. But foot squires here will die. Now, there is a fight here, Gromdel and Gotrek against Rapunz and Felix. So right now Rapunz is taking a lot of damage here. Of course, there's some really good hits here from the miners hitting the rear of the foot squires there. It's a bit of a fight that the slayers don't want to be in, so they're really trying to get out of there, but they're taking so much damage from the peasant bowman. Nice fire. Of course, the rangers are being pushed back. The Royal Hippogriff Knights doing a good job being annoying here. Miners being pushed back as well. Looks like eventually Dragonback Slayers won this fight, as you'd expect, just because they're better. Longbeards here winning. More miners here as well. Longbeards again winning here. So right now, it's pretty difficult to say what's going on, but you know, Bretonnia, they have a lot of infantry here. Now this is where things are important. Gromdel the White Dwarf is actually taking a lot of damage here. I didn't expect that. Felix is doing quite well here, but we see Gotrek and yeah, Gromdel doing work. Gromdel gets out of there because that was really quite the damage he took. Longbeard's getting routed there. That's a nice rear charge onto the Rangers from the Royal Hippogriff Knights, but Royal Hippogriff Knights are actually starting to take some damage. Maybe one model's gonna fall soon. Dragonback's coming around here. Miner's doing work here as well. Foot Squire's getting pushed to back. Again, Gotrek here is here, and Gromdel is not doing good here. Gotrek actually doesn't heal, and that is huge. Also can be seen on the balance of power. Dragonbacks here are not really fighting what they should be. They really should be fighting against the Royal Hippogriffs. And now here you can see the Peasant Bowman with Pox arrows really hammering it in here. We see another great charge here from the Royal Hippogriff Knights, who have like up to 70 something kills. Ranger, we have Gromdel coming in. There's also flash bumps, so these will get their defense debuff. And Gromdels should be able to potentially take out one at a time here, but they're still down to 6, and they're just not going down here. We're gonna get shot at, so maybe we'll see models falling. Look at these Longbeards, they're really debuffed right now, and their speed is like hurt so much here. You can see minus 24% speed. They're barely moving forward, and yes, they're still taking damage because, by the way, these do not have shields. Keep that in mind. And here, there's still 6 of these Royal Hippogriff Knights, so that's pretty rough. These Rangers here are engaged in melee, which is really bad, actually. But here, Gromdel is gonna have to... should be able to take out at least 1 or 2 models here, but balance of power is horrible. We see some Dragonbacks making it there. Longbeards here have a bad attack order, I believe, because these Peasant Bowmen got out of there. But they're gonna be able to take care of these Foot Squires, no problem. Well, they have some support there. You see these Hippogriff Knights, there's 5 of them, but they're still doing a lot of work. And there's still 5 of them, and there's no healing on them, that's one other thing. So I feel like this is a bit strange, because if you bring this unit, you want to heal it, because you're not likely to lose models. Imagine the healing on these units, there's still 5 of them, so that would be huge value. I feel like maybe Earthblood would have been better, so of life caster, but you know, just for 1 unit that would be, yeah, I don't know, but still. So these Hippogriff Knights doing amazing work here. You can see right now Bretonnia is in a very good spot. The Damsel here of Heavens is being shot. It is at over 1000 HP still. I have Gromdel running away, trying to kite as the rest of the Dwarf army tries to regroup and maybe win something, but yeah, so the Damsel is routed off the field, 777 HP. Gromdel's coming in. Pops, flash bump. There's a helping hand and Sword of Leoness on Reponse, so Reponse is going to be able to take out the Gromdel, the White Dwarf here. So one crazy engagement though. But we also see some Dragonbacks here, so these are... no, actually, these are just regular Slayers. There goes Gromdel. So, and the last few Slayers here are going to go down to Felix and Reponse. And that is going to be it. Reponse and Felix end up taking the game here. So, Crabling is up 1-0 in this series, winning Bretonnia against Dwarfs, which is very impressive. Let's take a look at the statistics. So, on my side, we have... Ronald with only 845, Gotrek with 763, so surprisingly they didn't really pay for themselves, whereas on the other side you have a lot more value on the single entities, so very interesting that they could pay for themselves on the Bretonnian side, but you know, the Dwarf single entities didn't do as well, which is very surprising, especially because Felix is... I didn't expect Felix and Reponse to do better than Gotrek and Gromdel, but it is what it is. Now the infantry line, you can see the Longbeards with great weapons actually didn't do so great. Actually, because they got shot at as well. The Dragonback Slayers got decent value, but I mean for their cost, still not. Rangers here, you see, yeah, they all paid for themselves. Rangers are really good in this matchup because of speed and stalk, so that's useful against Bretonnia. The rest of the Bretonnian lineup, you can see the polearms here, quite a waste. Not sure what they were for. Foot Squires, yeah, great unit in this matchup, and I believe in this matchup only. Well, this is at least the matchup they're best in. I'm trying to think of all other matchups where they would be used. Maybe more so now with the patch because they got buffed, but still. Peasant Bowmen, I mean, oh, they all got value, which is what you'd expect. Hippogriff Knights did not pay for themselves, and actually they were almost dead. Though they did really distract the Rangers a lot, so maybe they did enough, despite not getting the damage value in. Anyway, that's enough for now, and we should check out game 2. And see if I can make it back to 1-1, or if Crabling will end up making his lead even bigger. So, here we have game 2. I'm playing as Bretonnia this time, and Crabling is in command of the Dark Elves, so it's quite an interesting matchup. You'd think that Bretonnia actually has the advantage, and I'd say that's still the case, but I've lost to Dark Elves before, so not entirely always the case. Anyway, time to go over the compositions. So we have Luan Leoncoeur against Dark Elves. I think he's pretty good. We see the Sword of Garon, Lion's Shield, Stand Your Ground, and Foe Seeker. We also have the Damsel of Life here with Shield of Thorns, Earthblood, and Awakening of the Wood. Then we also have... Yep, that's it for single entities. Up front we have 5 Peasant Mob, supported by, looks like, 4 archers, I believe 2 with box arrows and 2 with fire arrows. Yes, 2 with fire arrows and 2 with pox. We have a total of 3 trebuchets as well. In the back, 4 questing knights. One of them is the Arwar Companions of Kenel. For the Dark Elves, though, of Crabling, what do we have? Well. We have the High Beast Master on a Manticore with Whiplash. Stand Your Ground, Tormentor's Sword, of course, Beast Slayer, Featherfoe, Torque. There's some really interesting stuff there. And of course, the Sorceress of Death. So we're gonna have some Spirit Leech, Doom and Darkness as well. Okay, Dark Star Cloak and Life Leeching, okay. So we also have 2 pieces of artillery for the Dark Elves here. It is 2 Reaper Bolt Throwers. Infantry line consists of 4 Dread Spears and the ROR Dread Spears actually. This is the Hellebroni. Look at them, they look really cool actually. Okay, next we have some Cav. We have the ROR Knights of the Ebon Claw. There they are. And also these ROR Slaaches Harvesters here, which are Doomfire Warlocks. Some crazy models here. Look at them. They ride in such a strange way. It's like something is wrong with their back or whatever. Anyway, we already have a big Overcast Spirit Leech on the Companions of Kenel, which we think Overcast Spirit Leech is it really worth it? And a lot of time it's not, but it might be okay here because it's really taken out models already of this companion unit, and the Earthblood comes in a little bit too late for me. And anyway, from the Dark Elves, we also have some 2 Scourge Runner Chariot, Ravagers of Rakarth as well, which is an ROR Scourge Runner. So this is a really interesting Dark Elf build. Let's hit play. In terms of entities, I have double the amount of the Dark Elves, but we'll see how that works out. Interesting that the Sorceress is actually this low. May have been due to the Overcast Spirit Leech, which did damage to her. I see here the High Beastmaster is taking some damage. The Trebs are actually doing really good damage to those Dread Knights. But the Scourge Runners here are a huge pain. Trebs really taking damage here. And I feel like at this point, yeah, let's move up and we will use the Trebs to just shoot the Cav. I'm not gonna shoot anything else. We're getting some good hits here, 31. Ooh, yes, 30. So the Scourge Runners here being really annoying, and it's really difficult to get rid of them. Just Harvesters here getting targeted as well. Ooh, the Peasant Bowmen are not actually firing at them. They could be doing a lot of work here, but there's mistakes. Engagements here. This Scav here is being mismicroed. Also some mismicro here, but trying to catch the High Beastmaster, and that is the case. But here, huge mismicro with the Peasant Bowman here again. Companions of Kenel, some mismicro as well. And there's a big Soul Stealer and Tormentor's Sword and High Beastmasters coming in. This engagement is really bad for Bretonnia. Over here though, this engagement is pretty good, so everything here is going down for Dark Elves. That is a big Soul Stealer still. For Garon is happening. Sorceress also. Word of Pain, very nice Word of Pain on the Companions of Kenel. The Companions of Kenel barely just got into the fight and still gonna be really bad here. Dread Spears here pulling out, I mean actually engaging while the Astonishing Harvesters pull out. Very good move here. Igluan Leoncoeur is actually under Doom and Darkness, which didn't do much here, but going straight after the High Beastmaster. It's not looking good for the Dark Elves here, have to disengage here. Some huge mismicro with a lot of the archers though, this game, which was very, very bad. Now we see Luan is trying to disengage, but how is he going to be able to do that? And balance of power is going to change soon. Needed more cav on this side in the center, just bad like splitting of troops basically. Now the Dread Spears here getting engaged. Luan gets huge hit from those there, and there's still cav around for Bretonnia, but should have actually been sent here, because imagine the cav went here, right? Like this could have changed so much here. Now it's coming in, but it's a little bit late, and yeah, it can actually stop those, but still. A lot of units here, so nice charge here from the Questing Knights. The Trebs actually hitting the cav, which is really, really bad. But still, at this point, all the Scourge Runners of Dark Elves still alive. All the infantry is running. Trebs are actually going into melee here because the actual Trebs are dead, probably focused by the Reaper's Bolt Throwers. And right now they're actually focusing on Luan, who's starting to get low and getting hit really badly by the Scourge Runners. So not really liking the situation is here right now. He's really, really hurting. But he's gonna have to help here. The Questings are in dire need of help. It's a big Earthblood here, which is gonna help a lot, but still, is that gonna be enough? We have Fire Arrows supporting this as well. Stand Your Ground is keeping these Questing Knights in combat, which is huge for that engagement. It's very important. There's still more things going on here, but these Questing Knights here are wavering, so they're gonna end up falling to... Oh, the Knights of the Ebon Claw are still alive. And here, this is where the problem is happening. Yes, Shield of Thorns onto the one, but he's routed off the field, which is huge, because now he also cannot heal, I believe. High Beastmaster here is taking out the Mage. Still more Scourge Runner Chariots. Not much left for the Dark Elves, to be fair, but yeah, I mean, its two Bolt Throwers are still up. We have the two Scourge Runners, we still have the Lord and like a really tattered Helbron Ice, so it's not like super one-sided. Oh, we still have a Dread Spears there, but you know, it's not like it's close either. So there we go, close defeat. Well, it's not close. But anyway, let's take a look at the statistics. So we see here Luan not really paying for himself. Damsel of Life, we never expect the Damsel to pay for herself. Peasant Mob here getting obviously no value. Peasant Bowman, yeah, not much either because they were mismicroed. Questing Knights, not really. The one that sucks the most is the Companions of Canel because they really didn't get to do much after the engaged. Trebuchets did fine-ish for the most part. Now for Dark Elves, look at the value of the High Beastmaster. Source of Death did alright as well. So is their duties. Malicious Harvest as well. Knights of the Ebon Claw, not really, but what was really annoying here, we had the two Reaper Bolt Throwers and the Scourge Runners, but Crabling is now up to 0. And this is going to be match point for Crabling, so we'll see how that works out. Here we are with game 3. I'm playing as the Lizardman on Shifting Isles, and we have Crabling in command of Bretonnia this time. We'll see how this one plays out in terms of builds and how things work out. This is an interesting matchup because traditionally it is Lizardman favored. I'd say it's still quite Lizardman favored, but given the right tools, the right map, and the right build, Bretonnia at a super high level is not actually, you know, totally out of it. If played very well, they can actually win. So let's take a look at the compositions. Wow, this map's a little bit laggy for me in the replay. Anyway, I have Lord Mazda Mundi with Ruination of Cities, Banishment, Shield of the Old Ones, Apotheosis, Harmonic Convergence, and the Vamantok, of course, Cold-Blooded, Sunburst, Standard of Hexawaddle, Greater Arcane Conduit. Then Tubastilodon with Solar Engines, so far so standard in, basically standard in this matchup. We do have 3 Sora Spears with shields, regular ones, and the Arwar ones as well. The Legion of Chakra, it's basically the Chocolate Legion, that's what people call it. Of course, a single unit of Temple Guards. And other than that, 4 Pterodon Riders. Now these units here, really difficult units to micro, actually. Like, probably the most difficult unit to micro out of the Lizardman roster, because high mobility, and they really require a lot of babysitting, especially to get proper rocks dropped off. Ooh, those are some big trip hits. So, for Bretonnia, what do we have? Well, we do have Alberic de Bordelot, which is very, very interesting, because you don't see him very often. Now, we have Wrath of Manan. We also see the Heroic Killing Blow. That's a weird one, but okay. And we have Royal Pegasus Knights. Okay, Royal Pegasus Knights, not Hippogriffs. And a Paladin, actually Flying Paladin on Pegasus with the Guardian ability. Now, the rest of the composition we have up front for Peasant Mob, 3 of them with 1 chevron. I guess the Crabling had some money left. Is that 5 Peasant Mob though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I can't count. Obviously, it's 5 Peasant Mob. Right behind those, we have 5 Archers once more. So 3, 4, 5 of them with pox arrows. Okay. Last but not least, we see some Trebs in the back. 4 field trebuchets actually. A unit of questing knights, and those are the builds. Let's hit play and get the battle rolling. Here the Pterodon Riders trying to skirmish here, but not much they can do. And yes, so what's the idea with this? Actually, Bretonnia has to keep the lizards away from the Trebs, because you don't want solar engines to shoot at the Trebs, and they're already in range. Great shot here already, but does not take out that Treb actually. Or does it? No, it's not taken out. And over here, also in range, but the elevation is a little bit annoying, so might not hit properly. We will see. That misses. This one hits, and it also doesn't take out the Treb, so that's very, very unfortunate. There's a Curse of the Midnight Wind here, which is huge because it lowers armor on that unit, so it probably is going to get focused. Or messed as well. There's a banishment here, which actually was dodged by Crabling, but 1 Treb is down here. Ruination actually dealing a lot of damage to those box arrows. These Pterodons still being chased. One of them actually routed and came back. Now here we see more shots onto the Treb units, but there's 4. So that's going to be a lot of damage onto the Lizard Infantry. Though this Temple Guard unit here is going to do great. So it's good that this right here was netted, but wasn't able to do too much damage. Still, however, more good damage onto these Trebs. Pterodons trying to do work. Shield of the old ones here doing quite well. The Blob should be moving up, but it also has to defend the solar engine. So right now this is kind of a tough situation. Another Curse of the Midnight Wind, which is really annoying. But we have the Pterodons here taking care of the field traps. More Pterodons running away again. So there's that. More shots here, and good hit into those box arrows, and nice hit as well into these bows. Pterodons again doing work here, and yeah, also being chased over here, so that is also something. But this is not looking good right now for the lizards, even though getting rid of all these Trebs, you know, this one's actually not done. Treb crew is here, they could be using it. But these ones are all done, so that's an entire unit. This one's fine, and this one's fine. But right now, there's a big heal onto the Chocolate Legion here. So, because they have a lot of models left, so I was like, yeah, let's use Apotheosis on them. It's gonna pay for itself. But still, the huge problem here is the Pterodons. They're unable to get the value they need. Really good hit here. I was able to target the Peasant Bowman that turned towards the Pterodon Riders, and then that got a great hit. I mean, it allowed the Solar Engines to get a great hit on them. Now, the only problem with Solar Engines right now is that they're actually running out of ammo. However, another great hit onto those Peasant Bowmen. And there's still some Trebs here, and the Trebs are the huge problem, because the Trebs can eventually just deal with the infantry. And as you can see, the Lizard Infantry is actually starting to go down in number, and that is a huge problem. As you can see, the Solar Engines are pushing up. Still some Pterodons on the field. Still these Trebs are up. All these are down. There's 2 here, and there's 1 left here. So yeah, there's a big shield of the old ones here. I didn't use the missile resistance of the Legion of Chakwa much. There's a strange Saurus Spear unit here that's totally out of position. Not sure what it is doing here. But this Solar Engine, also great shot onto that Treb. Now there's one more entity here, and all the Trebs are almost gone for Bretonnia. So there's one here actually. So 1 + 1, 2, and then one here. Okay, never mind. So it's just literally two Trebs left, but a lot of the infantry is gone here for the lizards, and also this one was out of position, which was really bad. Of course, Pterodon's probably just chasing these peasant mob. And there's another big hit onto the Trebs here. Do they have anything left? No, they're all destroyed at this point. This one doesn't look too destroyed. Still, the problem here is, yes, another Apotheosis and all Shield of Chaqua. And that was actually not the best ruination, but still alright. It did do some damage here. That could have been a lot better. So balance of power looks horrible for the lizards. And not entirely sure what... Oh yeah, so targeting the peasant bowman here. Solar engines here. Actually switching targets to questing knights. This questing knight is really... Yeah, it's a pretty good target. Because at this point, thinking, okay, maybe not shoot the peasant bowman. But, oh, and that was the last Treb actually. There was one more Treb there, but it's now gone. There's none here, I believe. Or is this one up? I don't know. We will see if these two are up or not momentarily. So I don't really know. Oh, the Saurus Spear here going down, but that is a nice... Ooh, okay, so that didn't quite catch them. The net really didn't quite catch those. That is a huge problem. They actually went up. Yeah, this Treb crew here can't do anything. Big shield of the old ones here. Disengagement here is happening, but yeah, those Spec Knights didn't really get caught. So there's something being casted over here. So it actually does... Yeah, that's pretty weird. It's from the Heavens caster, I think. Is there? Where's the caster? Yes, it's from the Heavens caster. And right now you can see Alberic is going out, but the lizards are pushing forward slowly. Some Pterodons are on the field. You can see the Damsel of Heavens here, with the... Probably was Wind Blast. Yes, I think that's what was cast. So here there's a big fight. But you can see that Mazda is actually surrounded, but his mass allows him to get out. And the solar engines here are able to provide enough mass to defend Mazda. This is huge. We have the Cold-Blooded and the buff from Shield of Chaqua really helping out Mazdamundi to not take as much damage. See, Mazda is really chasing... Ooh, he was chasing Alberic and almost got the hit in, but he got out just in time. There's going to be an Apotheosis on Mazda because he's definitely hurting right now and he needs healing. Saurus Spear's coming back. These units running away. Still some Peasant Bowmen with some ammo, which is really annoying. But at this point, see, the Chocolate Legion is going to kill all these Peasant mob here. No problem. So this is something very important to get rid of when it comes to Bretonnia. Just kill all their chaff, because then, you know, nothing that can absorb damage for Alberic, nothing that can, you know, because if it's just Alberic, then it's not really a problem to deal with it. Now Mazda is really getting shot, and this is huge. He's also getting he's reached his heal cap basically at this point, because it's starting to show right near the end. Not sure what the Winds of Magic situation is. It's probably not good for the lizards right now, and I wish that replays allowed you to see the Winds of Magic, but that's what it is. Now there's a lot of units routing for Bretonnia here. But they're gonna come back, they're not shattered. However, nothing here is of huge value. So Mazda is once again healing, because all the healing needs to happen here. Just pushing forward some Saurus. Potentially healing some of these wouldn't have been too bad, like Temple Guards or Legion of Chaqua, but it is what it is. Now the peasant mob here are gonna go down. We need to just start blobbing with our forces. Mazda is really getting hit though and starting to take some damage. Now Mazda, there's a huge engagement on him. Have to pop shield of the old ones here. Have to support in with Bastiladons. So Alberic here is doing work. Now there's gonna be another Wind Blast cast actually. This could do damage. It definitely does damage, actually a lot of damage to the spears. Master Power is horrible looking for lizards. And you can see right now, Mazdamundi is wavering, but the Apotheosis and Cold-Blooded is really helping him be stable here and continue the fight. Now we see Alberic gets hit massively here. Now he's like really negative 20 and negative 31. He's still not dead though, he's gonna rout. But at this point, we have these solar engines just duking it out with the Paladins and the Royal Peg Knights. Mazdamundi is still alive, but this is a huge problem for him. Chocolate Legion is able to intercept the Damsel of Heavens here, and that's going to be big. Saura Spears are not here protecting, and that is a huge blunder, because the Saura Spears should have been here. Would have helped out this engagement a lot more. Mazda is still in play, but there's still Cold-Blooded is out, so now the leadership of Mazda is negative, and that is a huge problem. Balance of power shifts a little bit towards Lizardman favor, but that's not good. And of course we have the Paladin and the Royal Peg Knights that are going to continue chasing Mazda. Solar Engines here, and you know, the Chocolate Legion, they're doing what they must. Star Spears here just really trying to deal with that situation, but they need to be coming here. Now we have these, the Solar Engines here are getting rid of everything here, and Balance of Power turning more and more in Lizard in favor, as the Paladin actually takes out the, poor Mazda. But still, a lot of units here for the Lizardman, for Bretonnia are running away, but Bretonnia is still, you know, there's still a Damsel, there's the Paladin, there's the Royal Peg Knights, and we have some Peasant Mob, some Trebs, and very importantly, Alberic is back. The question is, how much is he going to stay in the fight on such low leadership, and how much can he provide the army? Field Trebs are still here, there's an engagement here, trying to make sure that, you know, that Chocolate Legion is still alive. Trying to keep all the units like not routing at this point, and just stay together, because that's the point right now. Just stay together, and also some big hits from Solar Engines would be pretty good, because they still have the arrows they can fire. So here, this is a good engagement. Solar Engines are fighting here, but now they're surrounded, so the Solar Spears have to support them. But Solar Engines, they're not slouches in melee, and with Solar Spear supporting, Balance of Power is going to turn. This one Paladin is surrounded, and he's also terrified, so he's going to go down. And there we have again, we have Alberic coming back, going in for a charge. He does actually get a charge in, but he's instantly broken. And as he breaks, is he actually going to get killed? Will he get killed is the real question. And he goes down. Alberic is dead, and that definitely turns the Balance of Power in Lizardman's favor, and everything is going to start routing. So the two Solar Engines with a little bit of infantry support end up carrying this game. Royal Pegasus Knights are going to rout off the field. So there we go. Bretonnia is actually defeated, but in a very close game. Now, here we can see that, so Mazdamundi, 1.8k value, could have been more. One Saura Spear, not much. It was wasted. The others, not really that much, except Chocolate Legion, Temple Guards did alright. I mean, these units are going to get focused, so it's hard for them to get value because of the Trebs. Now, Third on Riders were disappointing. However, Solar Engines really paid for themselves here, and that's what caused the win. For Crabling, we see Alberic with some decent value, Paladin as well, Peasant Mob. I mean, expect that Peasant Mob and Peasant Bowman. Huge value here. Wesley Knights, not really. Royal Pegasus Knights paying for themselves so much here. Trebuchets also doing okay-ish, considering. I mean, they really did a number on those infantry. Now it's 3-1, actually 2-1, still in favor of Crabling, and Crabling is still on match points, so let's see what happens next. So here we have game 4 of this series. I'm playing again as Bretonnia, and Crabling is in charge of Skaven on Schwarzhafen. So, time to look at the compositions as soon as the game loads. It's taking a bit longer than anticipated, especially on such a flat map, and you know, It's kind of weird. Okay, so let's go for compositions. We have Luan Leoncoeur again, with Sword of Corone, Lion's Shield, Stand Your Ground, and Foe Seeker, as well as Ladies Champion. Blazing of the Lady basically always gets anyway. We have Damsel of Life with Life Bloom, Awakening of the Wood, Earthblood, and Scroll of Shielding. We do also have 4 trebuchets, 4 actually not questing knights. It's 4 Knights of the Realm over here. In terms of peasant bowmen, we have a mix actually. So I believe 2 box arrows and 3 fire arrows. Yes, indeed. We'd also see some peasant mob actually. So that's for 5 peasant mob. As for the Dark Elves, what do we have? Not Dark Elves, my bad. Skaven. We have Gracier of Plague on a bell. With Arcane Conduit, Warpstorm Scroll, Vermintide, Bless with Filth, Dreaded 13th, Unholy Clamor, Scorch, Plague Rash, oh yeah, Portents of Verminous Doom, all of Unholy Sound. So there's a lot of stuff, lot of stuff to go through. Skaven. We also see an Assassin with, what do we have on the Assassin? So we have the Concealment Bombs, Skaven Brew, Assassin's Trophy, and Rival High Talisman. That's a lot of stuff. We also have the Morris Guitars Hellion over here, which is an ROR Red Ogre, basically. Single entity, Mutant Red Ogre. Then for the rest of the army, we do have, well, let's go for like the big large targets. I have some Red Ogres, 3 of them. One of them is the Ottawa Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep. I have the Vistrin's Death Squad. This is an ROR Death Runner unit. And we have the ROR Clan Vulcan Tay Slashers. It's a Clan Red unit with shields. More Death Runners on the field, as well as some, yeah, Clan Red Spears with shields. So that's 3 here, 2, 3. No, 2 on the left and probably 2 on the right, yeah? Yes, no, actually 1 on the right. The Ixia Strides as well. And some Skaven Slave Spears, I believe 3 of them. 4 of them actually, and a unit of Skaven Slaves. So that's the composition for the Skaven. Let's get the show on the road and see what happens. So already you can see Luan and, you know, Bretonnia is going to be fairly content with just sitting here and targeting with Trebs. Luan's moving up, trying to be annoying. Hitting the middle here is alright, because also, or the Rat Ogres, they're fairly large targets, but yeah, the infantry is going to be what they're going to be mostly good at. There's not a lot of too many amazing targets. Now I see the peasant bowmen starting to fire, but this is where it could be great. So the center has already taken a lot of damage for Skaven. However, they just have so many units. One is gonna go down here because this should get terrified and routed very quickly. So yeah, now this actually missed here because peasant bowmen actually were used to dodge efficiently. Some nice cav charges here, but already we see over here the Skaven are pushing through, and this is the problem with Bretonnia, because if you just break through here, it's really bad, and that's basically what happens. So here this is gonna be huge. And so they are disengaging, but the Dread 13th actually catches them before they were able to disengage, and it's massive damage. The one here is unable to terrify all of these. So there's gonna be a nice cav charge here, doing a lot of damage, but again, there's so many Skaven units, and 4 Trebs here against this Skaven rush is just not gonna end up going too well. So again, we see the peasant bowmen here firing into it. Rat Ogres actually dying to Knights of the Realm, as you'd expect. If the Knights of the Realm can get a charge, they should be able to kill the Rat Ogres off. This is looking really bad at this point. Master Power doesn't say it, but as the bowmen have to be running away, Knights coming back. Things are not going so good here. This side is going, actually this side is the best one, but still center went horribly, right went pretty horribly. Everyone's still in play. He's gonna try and make sure to win this fight here. Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep are gonna get engaged. Gracier is actually targeting Luan, but Luan's gonna turn around and fight that. Still, there are so many units, and there's not enough to stop them. There's an Awakening of the Wood here popped to slow down these units and allow the Treb to potentially disengage, but I suppose I didn't click the button here, so they're not actually disengaging. The Luan is here, he's fighting his hardest, but there's just not enough here. He just can't do enough. Lots of units running away for Bretonnia. Balance of power finally looking as it should be. This Clan Rat is gonna despawn soon. Luan getting hit really hard by the Mutant Red Ogre, and Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep here, and he's off the field. So power looking worse and worse. More and more units routing. Some Peasant Mob coming back. Ooh, these Knights of the Realm getting engaged with Granite Spears is not a good idea. Knights of the Realm coming back, but at this point it's really in favor of Skaven. It's quite the win here, and it's not close at all. But anyway, let's take a look at the statistics. L1 only 300 value. Damsel, you wouldn't expect much value out of her. Peasant Mob, they did what they could. And Peasant Bowman here, yep, no, not enough. Oh, one of them almost paid for itself, but still. And the Knights of the Realm in general, nothing paid for itself on the Bretonnian roster, except maybe almost this one Peasant Bowman. Now for Skaven, we do see the Gracier play. I mean, Assassin didn't have to do much here. What did really well though is actually these were getting hit pretty hard, so didn't have opportunity. Rat Ogres, wow, 1200, and this one did great, and also this one. So basically, single entities, and you know, just pushing through the Peasant Mob here really fast. I did not. This is not the build I actually expected out of Crabling. I thought like be seeing a more boxy Skaven. So this build was actually really bad against what Crabling brought. But I gambled. I lost. Crabling wins 3-1. Definitely the better player overall in this match. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on social media. I'll see you all next time.